They hunted him down, they stormed his village, and they ruined his picnic. But these were no ordinary ants. They were vicious beasts sent by the queen of six-legged terrors, the Ant Agonizer. Hubris Comics presents The Ants of Agony 2!
So at last, you've penetrated the court of the Antagonizer, queen of all ants.
If there is one thing Grognak knows, it is penetration. But there is another thing he knows. You are not an ant. You are an antique. And now you are history.
Lies! If you shall not bow before your ant queen, then bleed before the Antagonizer.
Grognak does not bleed. He crushes.
Will our hero put an end to the antics of evil? Or will the Antagonizer colonize humanity from now until the end of time? Find out in this motion picture extravaganza. Grognak and the Ants of Agony 2!
And now, the words of our sponsor.
This is a man who smokes gray tortoise cigarettes. What kind of a man is he? I'm the type of man who likes to work on my car. I like to take it apart and put it back together. I get to working on it, forget where I am, what time it is. Sometimes I forget to eat. You don't forget to smoke though, do you? I never forget to smoke. I might forget other things like picking up my son from soccer practice or turning off the stove. But I never forget to smoke. That's because you're a man's man, a gray tortoise man. You don't let parental responsibilities or a combustible gas leak get between you and a job well done. Why don't you have a smoke right now? You've more than earned it. Gray tortoise, paint cigarettes.
Need to pick something up?
It's
pretty long from here.
And now,
I'll take a look, sure.
Always happy to make the same.
Stop it. Just put it out of your mind.
You're right, sweetheart. You're right.
I've got that locket back for you.
You serious? That's great news. Connie's gonna be speechless. I'm sure she'll go lean on the prices after what you've done. And feel free to use our workshop. At least we can do it.
Blake told me what you did for us. For Mary. I know it's not much, but any trading you want to do, I'll go easy on the price. Let me know if there's anything you want to take a look at.
Sounds good.
I hope you realize how much you did for
Drama
us.
and music. Atomic Radio.
What's that over there? Rustling in bushes. It looks like an adult male, roughly between the age of 20 and 45. And what's that black device in his hand? Why, it's a camera, and it's aimed right at your bedroom. Now you might think this is just a bit of monkey business, that boys will be boys. But these actions go beyond mere adolescent hormones. For this is the behavior of a sworn criminal, public enemy number one, a peeper. Keep in mind that all voyeurs throughout history, from Benjamin Franklin to Peeping Tom himself, pale in significance to the modern super peeper. Armed with his Kodak 8mm sharpshooter, this photophilic fantasizer takes ownership of your most private moments, all with the push of a button. A master sneak, he can be just about anything, perched on your rooftop, hiding in your garden, or even the fold of your shower curtain. The peeper will never touch you, of course. His sick, twisted mind can't even contemplate the warmth of another human being. No, even at this distance, this snapshot sniper will continue to take picture after picture, for it's only within the confines of this dark room that the peeper can properly masturbate. But knowing his weakness, you can beat him at his own game. If you see one of these focus fiends outside your window, do the unthinkable. Invite him inside and proposition him.
Dreadful forces on Earth, international communism. It is more than 100 years old. Only in the last 20 years has communism become an important factor in the thinking and planning of the American public. Today, international communism is a focal point in America's plans for the future. It is a great question mark in our happiness and economic well-being. What communism does, and America's reaction to it, today holds the fate of not only you and me, but of all mankind. The word communism, before Karl Marx began to make use of it, is an economic term, not a political one. Webster's collegiate dictionary communism as any system of social organization in which goods are held in common. Thus, pure communism is a mode of living employed by a group of people and principle of private ownership of property. As we dramatize in the first session of this series, our founders at Jamestown and Plymouth Colony lived for a short period in a communal or communistic mode, banded together like one big family.
Say, here's a question I'd like to put to you. How much do you appreciate the things that make life just a little easier? For instance, take the way our teenage gals
I'm new around
dress
here.
for Saturday night
Wanted to
things.
introduce myself.
All
I wanted to
glamorous
personally
like
thank you for
just
giving us
regular
this
walking
opportunity.
fashion place.
Any place you want me to pitch in?
And when they get to the dance...
Not right now. Thanks.
All right. Just let me know.
Let's go back a spell. Around 1790, and see what the teenage gals were wearing then for a weekend get-together. It's Sunday afternoon, and the gals are attending a rare social gathering. Every last one of them is dressed in a plain, homemade, linsey-woolsey dress dyed with butternut or walnut juice. And there isn't a frill or a bright-colored ribbon to be seen. They don't cotton to such doodads in 1790. Of course, they all bought their spinning wheels and looms with them. While they sit and talk, their fingers kept busy. There's stockings to be made for everybody in the family. Mittens and shawls for the winter. Maybe
Not right now. Thanks.
All right.
What do they talk about? Mostly about the time when they'll get married and have their own families to take care of. Sometimes when the Indians put a surprise attack on the fort, the gals are called out to take their place at the stockade to keep the muskets loaded, or maybe fire one themselves. Yeah, that's what a weekend date meant to the gals in 1790. But to them, it was just part of the routine. Because like their folk, they worked and fought so living would be easier in the future that you're now protecting.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Every woman wants to look their best for a night on the town, but it's important to remember that when the night is done, many cosmetics leave traces of oil and dirt that can clog pores and leave your skin looking a mess when that handsome gentleman caller wakes you up the next morning. That's why Mary May's new line of cosmetics adds trace amounts of radiation to help ensure your face is completely dirt-free. Using a standard Geiger counter, you can detect when dirt and makeup are still on your face and remove them before they cause problems down the line. If you aren't sure which cosmetics have been radioactively enhanced, just look for the yellow hazard symbol on the label. Clinical scientists, beauticians, and men of all types agree the only way to keep your face clean and beautiful is with Mary May, the leader in cutting-edge cosmetics.
You're listening to Atomic Radio, the #1 AM station in all of Boston.
Hey there, Red. What brings you out here this morning?
That's none of your business, Velma.
Jesus, Lord Almighty, what's gotten into you? I ain't never heard you be rude to anyone, least of all me.
Sorry. I'm just a little jumpy.
Jumpy, you're acting plumb crazy. Now, are you going to tell me what this is all about?
There you are. I should have figured you'd turn yellow.
The only coward here is you, Corbin. I would have killed you yesterday if not for my doctor's appointment.
You're making that up.
Not a chance. Look at my calendar. I've had it scheduled for weeks. But it doesn't matter. I'm here now, and I ain't going anywhere.
Now, hold on, you two. What's going on?
Red and I have a score to settle. He's telling everyone around town he's the faster draw when he knows damn well he's slower than a one-legged horse.
Not everyone can be as fast as your mother, Corbin. But that's got nothing to do with gunplay.
You no good, son of a bitch.
That's enough. Corbin, I know your mother, and I'll tell you right now she's no saint. Red, the doctor's been out of town for about a week now. No one believes you made an appointment.
It doesn't matter. He knows my secret. I'm a coward. He's the only one who knows he has to die.
But don't you see? You're both cowards. Corbin ain't gonna tell a soul so long as you don't. It's what they call mutually assured destruction.
She's right. I can't tell people you're a yellow-bitted little liver without you saying the same about me.
And I can't tell people you're a thumb-sucking bushwhacker without you spilling the beans neither.
See? Ain't no reason to fight. Now let's see about fixing you two some breakfast.
What about her? She knows, too.
You're right. We'll have to get rid of her.
But how? We're both cowards. Neither of us are gonna shoot a woman in the back.
Isn't that what cowards do? Shoot people in the back?
You're right. We should try it. On 3. 1, 2...
Hey, Velma. How's it going?
Oh, you know, same old, same old.
See, was that Red and Corbin I saw on their way out?
Yep. Don't worry, they'll be fine. Might be limping around for a while, but they'll live.
So what happened?
I don't know. I turned my back to use the stove, and I hear gunshots go off.
Oh, dear. I thought them two were cowards.
Maybe not. Luckily, they're still pretty bad shots. Both of them didn't even take their guns out of their holsters. Ended up shooting their own toes off. Of course, if you ask them, they'll say they shot the other guy in the foot.
Well, whatever helps get them through the day. Say, do you got any pie?
Coming right up.
People of the Commonwealth Wasteland, this is Solomon, your friendly neighborhood disc jockey. What's a disc? Hell if I know, but I'm gonna keep talking anyway. Up next is a guy I knew back out in the Mojave Wasteland, the Lonesome Drifter, with home on the wastes. Sounds like something the Minutemen could get behind.
Where the big horners roam, where the mole rat and the fire gecko play, where seldom is heard a discouraging
Rubbish.
word, and my skin is not glowing all day.
Hi. Looking to earn some caps? I could use a hand here if you're all done talking, you know.
I could probably help. For a few caps extra.
Just had to push, didn't you? 50 caps. Take it or leave it.
What do you need help with?
The pump isn't in top shape, but it should at least start. There must be some leaky connections flooding me out. Think you could fix them? The leaks will be underwater. Look for bubbles, and you should find them.
Ain't too high, the water's not bad. The rat's hooves are playful and mine. Oh, I would not exchange this home on the wastes for all the big cities so wide.
That's it.
Home on the wastes, where the master's great once played, where seldom is heard a discouraging word.
Sweet.
And my rats are not rising all day. Home, home on the waste, where the mole rats and the fire gecko play. Seldom is heard a discouraging word, and my skin is not glowing all day.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Isn't the chicken lucky that eggs are the shape they are? Why, imagine if that egg was shaped like a square. Or worse yet, a banana. That would be a cruel joke indeed. And aren't you lucky that yum-yum deviled eggs are the same? Perfectly round and contoured. Each egg is hard-boiled to perfection and stuffed with generous helpings of mayonnaise, salt, and mustard. From the hen to the yum-yum dairy case, they're kept fresh all the way. So they're grade A all the way. Just look at how happy Mother Hen is to see her children. Seasoned and ready to eat. Right out of the box. And she knows they're guaranteed fresh because of the label. After all, who but Yum Yum sells eggs even a chicken could love?
Nobody.
The best in talk, sports, drama, and music. Atomic Radio. In an age where monstrous
What do you want?
beasts
We don't
roam
need
the
any more
land
trouble around
and
here.
virgin eaters storm the skies.
Didn't you ask the Minutemen for help?
You're with the Minutemen? I didn't really think you fellas still existed. We sent word with one of them passing traders, but honestly, I never expected anything to come of it. Most people don't put much stock in the Minutemen these days after Quincy. Bad business, that.
Is there something you need my help with?
Whew. Yeah, I'm damn glad you're here. There's a raider gang that's been giving us trouble for weeks. Stealing food and supplies, threatening to kill us all if we don't pony up. We know where they're coming from, but we can't go up against a gang like that.
I'll kick their asses for you. No problem.
Thanks, friend. If you folks are for real this time, it'll be a welcome change for the better.
Grognak was not talking about your tail.
Will the Mansorian unleash the deadly virgin eater upon the land? Or will Grognak escape his bonds and save the fair village maiden? Find out in this special Hubris Comics presentation of Grognak the Barbarian.
And here at GP headquarters, we pride ourselves on being on the cutting edge of cuisine and convenience. Our scientists were the first to introduce the canned cheeseburger, as well as the slightly less popular bottled lobster. And now it is my pleasure to introduce to you the newest innovation in fast food technology, the Greasy Prospector Meat Machine Gun. Made in partnership with the good folks at the Defense Department, this military-grade fully automatic meat dispenser is perfect for lunch on the go, with an average RPM of 45 pellets per second. Say Junior. That sounds delicious. Because here at GP, we don't just make food. We make food for our future.
And now, some music.
With our American servicemen in many countries around the world, they have a wonderful opportunity to observe new customs and traditions. What might have seemed strange before is becoming pretty familiar to them. For instance, among the Mohammedans, to drink coffee with anybody is regarded as a sacred rule of hospitality, a token of peace. The berries are roasted over a charcoal fire, and the coffee's allowed to boil 3 times. It's thickly sugared and served in very small cups. All this is traditional among the Mohammedans, but as our servicemen have observed, it's simply their version of our mid-morning coffee break, or our afternoon tea party, or our cocktail hour. It's a time for friends to sit down and relax. It's a time for conversation, with a cup of whatever beverage suits the individual taste. And this is true of customs and traditions of all countries. The way of doing things may be different, but the ideals are the same. So it is by observing these customs that our servicemen are helping to maintain goodwill with other people in other lands.
You're listening to Atomic Radio, the #1 AM station in all of Boston.
And now, some history. On this date in 1962, the home team faced up against that mighty juggernaut from San Francisco in a game that would go to extra innings. 21 all told before the night was over. Or rather, after the night was over, as the game went well into the daytime. Here's what the San Francisco skipper had to say.
Skipper, you had Marshall on the mound today, and he was the bee's knees, a real Dominican dandy. But given how many innings he threw, can he continue to be your butter and egg man all the way to the champ's ball?
I think he can. He's our horse, and we're gonna ride him.
And what about your thoughts on what the Millville media said after the game? He said by tomorrow he's forecasting on a full shower of baseballs up in the upper deck. Do you see your team jitterbugging around him, or will you invite him to the dance with a little chin music?
We don't have to pitch to him, that's for sure. It doesn't matter how good your opponent is. He always takes a bat out of his hand.
Is that what y'all planning to do, Coach? Give him the old four-finger-wonder rule?
You'll see.
Well, the next night, the skipper, true to his word, walked the meteor 5 times. Unfortunately for him, the man batting after him provided enough fireworks to light up the sky 10 times over. And the home team took the trophy home. This date in 1962.
Well, hello there. Sir, something's afoot. That's how it's done. Am I right, sir?
And now a word from our sponsors.
We all know how much kids and adults alike love the great taste of Nuka-Cola Classic, Nuka Cherry, and Diet Nuke. And now it's our pleasure to announce to you the latest in soda flavor technology. Nuka-Cola Quanta, with 17 fruit flavors blended together with that signature cola taste. Nuka-Cola is the perfect soft drink for all occasions. With its new strontium additive, it's got that unique kick that'll keep you feeling fresh and radiant, whether it's for a day at the job or a night on the town. Nuka-Cola Quantum, twice the carbohydrates, twice the caffeine, and twice the taste.
The best in talk, sports, drama, and music. Atomic Radio.
Sonny, remember to be home by 6 today.
6? But I thought me and the fellas could go to the bar to watch the game.
There will be other games.
You don't understand, honey. It's not just any game. It's Yanks Sox. And the winner goes on to the World Series.
Not tonight. You know damn well my sister's coming over.
Well, why does she have to stay here? There's a perfectly good zoo down the street.
Sonny, that's enough.
Oh, okay. Maybe a zoo's a little too harsh, but what about a motel?
There's rats in that motel.
Which makes it perfect, given she's part snake. They might even give her the room for free.
Sonny, I'm not gonna stand for your insults. You either be home by 6 or you don't come home at all.
Why, I didn't know the circus was in town. You must be the bearded lady I've heard so much about.
And you must be the pig my sister married.
Oh,
How's
hey,
life on the
Handstar.
farm treating you?
Oh, can't complain. Maybe if you had a job like mine, you could afford an apartment.
Going well. How you doing?
That's a laugh. Don't tell me you're actually proud of this shoddy excuse for a home.
It's got character, Jill. And bathroom mirrors. Something your place clearly doesn't have, seeing as you forgot to shave.
At least I have an excuse. You, on the other hand, have a bathroom and a sink, and you still haven't figured out how to brush your teeth. And for your information, I live in a high-rise condo. I'd invite you over, but the elevators aren't built to support planets your size.
That's it. I've had enough of you. Where's Margaret anyway? What, you send her to hell to pick up the rest of your luggage?
I was gonna ask you the same.
What?
I wanted to go watch the ballet, but she insisted I babysit you instead.
Wait, you don't want to be here either?
Of course not.
Then where the hell is Margaret?
Where's Sonny?
He couldn't make it. What's the score?
The Yanks are down 2 runs. I didn't know you liked baseball, Margaret.
Baseball I like. Pinstripe,
Oh man,
not
I
so much.
hate that. It's actually been going pretty smoothly so far. A few tweaks here and there.
It's all over, but the crying, and nobody's crying but me. Friends all
I think maybe 1 or 2.
I'm trying to forget about how much I cared for you.
But I'm about to do Poor Vegas, so I think that number is going to go drastically up.
Poor little dreams just trying to come true. It's all over, but the crying, and I can't get over crying over.
Yeah, in some ways it's actually easier than very hard mode because there's adrenaline, which gives you extra damage, and also the base game gives you extra damage. So things aren't as bullet spongy as they normally would be.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
School's out for the day, and some of the boys
Well, I
want to
guess
go
I
to the
might have to
vacant
try
lot to
using
play
the
catch.
38. I don't have a lot
Not
of rounds
today,
of other
fellas,
stuff.
Gary tells them. I've got to be home before dark. Gary's got a lot on his mind, you see. Not only is his book report due next week, but the communists might invade America, and he doesn't know an ounce of Chinese. Don't worry, Gary. You won't have to translate that report into Mandarin anytime soon. That's because nuclear fallout will annihilate your school long before you ever set foot in it. Not to worry. While your school will be turned to dust, you and your family will be safe and secure in your government-issued vault from Vault Tech. Every vault residence is pre-screened and selected to ensure maximum compatibility. Inside, you'll find people who share your ideals, values, and sometimes even your looks. That's not another you, Gary, but it very well could be. Meanwhile, those boys out in the vacant lot, the only balls they'll be catching are the ones falling out of their eye sockets. Don't let your children end up like these boys. Make sure they're like Gary, and contact your local Vault Tech representative today.
We're on the air.
Oh yeah, I did re-enable saves and fast travel on survival.
From $1 a dance to a place in the spotlight.
Kind of just interferes with the flow of the game too
to the
much.
hot lap of luxury. Edith Redding, a determined girl, climbed out of the seedy underpants of Chicago and into the nation's sweater vest. The very same sweater that warms the heart. But behind
Get a
the
mod my
battery,
weapon, or it's
Edith
worthless at this
Redding
point.
had a secret. Her rise to stardom was launched by a catapult named Murder. Her partner in crime, a lab-created monster whose strength was as infinite as his shadow. A mutant.
Kill them all! Kill them all! Let me help you, Edith. I'll get you to the right people, and they'll work with you because they'll want you. And they won't have to have their arms ripped out or their head crushed by a sledgehammer. They'll want you because you're good. Oh, try it, Edith. Try it that way. For me.
Rock critic, Charles makes famous. The child's still too dumb for stupid, high-class dame like
This is
you.
a mod that gives Mama Murphy's chair the look of the original concept art. Thought it was
It's about
pretty
life
cool.
in the fast lane, with a pass riding in the back seat offering directions. It's Love Me or Leave Me, a movie about real people, real dreams, and one mutant.
And now, a message from our sponsors.
Are you afraid of losing your path? If you're a Frumberton shopper, you should be. That's because Frumberton is the leading department store for housewives, computer engineers, and sanitation workers. But ask yourself this, is that what your husband really wants? A woman who works all day and smells like garbage? Probably not. Meanwhile, actresses, showgirls, bikini models prefer Fallon's to all other department stores. And you can see why. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but not if the beholder wears fashion by Frumberton. Shop at Fallon's, and the only supermodel your man will ever want is you.
That can't be right.
And now, some music.
There are people in most countries who would like to live in the Republic of the United States or the Dominion of Canada, where that good Olga coal is sold.
You gotta be
Citizens of all
kidding.
these countries are the envy of many people elsewhere because of the personal freedom which we have enjoyed. Why then doesn't every country adopt a form of free government? One answer is that unfortunately there are people.
I was looking forward to that
parties
stagger,
and
but I
nations
guess
who are
that's
so
not.
greedy for power that they will sacrifice the freedom of their fellow countrymen to obtain power for themselves. History, even recent history, is replete with such instances. That is why the citizens of the Republic of the United States and the Dominion of Canada must be careful to recognize at its very beginning any movement to steal or limit their freedom. That is not always easy. The man who would enslave a free people doesn't begin by saying, "Now I'm going to be your dictator." Instead, he probably will claim that he is a devoted supporter of personal freedom. But all the while, he will support policies that weaken and undermine personal freedom. Such a man will deny any totalitarian aim. Free citizens must not be deceived by such denial. Apparently, it is a cardinal principle of every sincere totalitarian that he is justified in lying, if such lies will advance his plan. In these times, no public figure and no party or organization supporting such a person can be accepted without careful consideration. Every public figure and organization must be carefully scrutinized. And if their real aims are to limit or to destroy our freedom as individuals, they must be opposed and defeated.
The best in talk, sports, drama, and
Oh, probably mainly just the style, because I don't have a webcam and try and keep the overlays out of the way unless there's an
I got
event.
some bad news. Billy at
And
the shop needs me to cover
I'm not very
something
chatty,
about
so
bees
it's
in his
kind of
pants.
more just
Oh
of
my,
like
that sounds serious.
mainly a gameplay type
Supposedly, he's only got
stream,
a
I
10%
guess.
chance to keep his dingling, but
That
that's
sort of
not why
thing.
I'm calling, honey bun. I wanted to let you know that I'll probably have to cancel on our date tonight.
That's a shame. Oh well, I'll see you when you get home, dear.
Love you.
Love you too.
Did she buy it?
Hook, line, and sinker, Billy.
I bet it was the bees that scared her. People are terrified of bees.
That's your ignorance talking. Without bees, the world would be a scary place. There'd be no flowers,
that should work.
no fruits, and no apiologists.
Happy what now?
Apiologist, Billy. That's a fancy name for beekeeper. Now, if you want to talk about something scary, that would be the tarantula hawk.
Is that some kind of bird?
It's a wasp, and if you had one of those in your pants, the last thing you'd be doing is going to the ball game.
Well, no. Should I be worried? What if they have a taste for human flesh?
Haha, no. The tarantula hawk, or cazador as they're called in some parts, is too small to eat humans. You're not going to look up in the sky and find a swarm of them stinging people.
Yeah, a few of them isn't too bad, but sometimes it goes a little overboard.
In fact, when the ball game's over, why don't we go back to your place, and I'll tell you about the time a bumblebee saved my life.
Wow, bees really are man's best friend.
And don't you forget it.
I'll see if I can get there before it's dark. Probably not. I think it's about 6 hours per trip, so I just spent the whole day going back and forth.
You find it not alone. If you will go down, Fifth Avenue's learning how they had to fall. Fifth Avenue does it now. That's not open there for the folks high up to that mean, low down on the low down, lower than down. Whenever the swell, low down in big town, low down there's low down, lower than there. You may believe it or not, when they start get hot, there's no hot there. So you can lay your dough down when they go low down. There's no low down lower than that.
Actually, I don't really use any gun mods. I keep looking at them and end up where it's either overpowered or it doesn't really fit into the game, or else I have to get other mods so that it works right with the mods I've already got installed, so I kind of just swore off using gun mods for now. I'm sure I'll find something I can't do without eventually. Yeah, I know what you mean about it always being dark. It seems like I always get back to camp at 6 a.m., sleep all day, then go out at night. Yeah, I want to do that eventually, just get guns from previous Fallouts too.
What's all this? Caution, sir. Nice try. Sir, I do believe something is stalking us. Not this time. I'm not
And
even
now,
sweating.
a word from our sponsors.
I'd like to build a world and you can furnish it with love. Grow mushroom trees and tiny fields and
they're so fun. Yeah, that one definitely looks like a really, really good one.
Ah, well, I suppose there's plenty more where that came from.
The best in talk, sports, drama, and music. Atomic Radio.
Hubris Comics
Playing
presents
games with me,
the
huh?
one, the only, La Phantoma. By day, she's a court stenographer, earning a modest living. But by night, she's the master of disguise and probably known as the Phantom.
Did you hear, Felicia? Someone robbed millionaire Rex Ruthless, disguised as his favorite prostitute. You think it might be the Phantom?
I wouldn't know, Your Honor. I'm just a lowly stenographer.
Never mind. Pining for the good old days, sir?
Oh.
What the hell was that? What? Nothing there now. You're getting paranoid. There ain't nothing here.
I don't start talking crazy. Think about it. All wasn't your fault. You did what you had to do. Anyone there?
Right out! Find it!
Get in, boys.
Alright, man. Good luck with that.
Where'd that little fucker go? No sign of him now.
swear, somebody needs to go through and board up every crack and opening they find in this place. Anyway, gotta get going. Good luck. Be safe.
You too. See you around.
Hearing shit.
What?
Who's out there?
Get a grip on yourself.
Naughty work, but wouldn't want to leave the good stuff.
What the fuck was that? Huh? This noise. This noise.
Laggy, I'm gonna have to reload. Oh, right on. That's great, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this lighting mod I've been using recently. And Corvega is known for being really bad for lighting performance. But I'm probably going to have to take that lighting mod out. 'Cause it's too demanding.
Pack it in, boys. There's nothing out there.
I'm actually using the lighter of the two that are out there, and it still crushes me.
This is a good time to fill up the water filter.
Think you can hide? Fire!
Mind the Geiger counter.
Yeah, there's Better descriptions, and then there's even better descriptions mod. That's the newer one. You should get that. Definitely makes things easier.
Got it. Yes.
Well, indirectly I do, because I use Sim Settlements, and the newer versions of that has the settlers build up the defenses on their own.
Grip on yourself. Huh?
Cowards!
But I don't think it really affects, like the, if you don't, you still have to go help them if they get attacked. It doesn't affect the ratios for that, but I think they're pretty good, as far as I can tell, with the building of the defenses, so that the frequency of attacks goes down. Yeah, it's probably the best one out there. Any kind.
That's it.
quick break. I'll be back in a couple minutes.
It's all over, but the crying, and nobody's crying but me. Friends all over, no, I'm trying to forget about how much I cared for you. It's all over, but the dreaming, poor little dreams just trying to come true. It's all over, but the crying, and I can't get over crying over you.
And now, a message from our sponsors.
Honey, the TV's on the fritz again.
Did you try kicking it?
I've tried kicking it, shooting it, and even tossing it in the microwave. And the fact is, I think it's cooked.
Well, don't worry. I heard the Radiation King is coming to a city near us.
Sweetie, can you keep your voice down? You can't support a monarchy in this day and age. The neighbors might think we're anti-American.
Oh, sugar cakes. The Radiation King isn't a monarch. He's just the king of electronics.
They have a king for that?
Well, when you offer 3 different types of TV sets, as well as ham radios and jukeboxes at rock-bottom prices, there's no title more appropriate.
But what does radiation have to do with electronics?
You'll just have to read the caution label for that. Let's just say, the next time you need an x-ray, we might not need to go to the doctor. We can just use the big screen.
A big screen? Do you mean it?
Oh yes, I'm talking 16 inches. We might not even have enough space, but we'll have more than enough money, thanks to the Radiation King.
You're listening to Atomic Radio, the #1 AM station in all of Boston.
Every young girl needs love and romance. There's one thing she doesn't need.
There you are. What are you doing in this horrible place?
It's my home, Mother.
This is where you live. But there's so much sun.
We're vault dwellers, not vampires. Harold and I are very happy here.
Harold? Is that a surface boy's name?
It is. And the two of us are very much in love.
Oh dear. You know it won't last.
Alright.
That's not true. The two of us are perfectly compatible. We both like hot dogs, walks on the beach,
and our favorite movie is Love Sets Sail.
You may be compatible with him, but is America compatible with the Chinese? Because that's what will end your relationship, not some adolescent fight over what movie you want to see.
Then I'll convince him to move in. He can live with us inside the shelter.
Good luck with that.
Honey, I want to talk to you about something. I think we should move.
Really? I thought you agreed this home was perfect.
Perfect for us, maybe, but I can't help but feel it's a little too high up.
Well, we lose the view, but the rent's cheaper on the lower floors.
I was thinking lower.
You mean like in the lobby?
Lower.
The basement parking lot?
Lower. I want to live in a vault.
A vault? But I thought only paranoid nutjobs live in vaults, not normal people like you and me.
Actually, that's not true. Sadie over on Elm Street was born in a vault.
I always knew there was something shifty about her.
And Greg over at the diner. Him too.
Never liked him. Did you know he got angry because I left him a 10% tip? Maybe if he gave me better service, he wouldn't have to complain about the size of his...
And me, Harold. I was born in a vault.
You? But how?
Well, my father works for Vault-Tec, and he and some of the others in the neighborhood got to test some of the early prototypes. They have to make sure people wouldn't go insane from living underground for so long.
And did they? Go insane?
Not all of them.
Honey, I don't know. A housewife has responsibilities. I want to come home to a hot meal, not some emergency food ration.
If you're talking about the MRE pouches, they are a perfectly balanced dinner and they taste just fine. Oh, I'm kidding, Harold. We cook the same food underground that you do up here. I promise. In fact, why don't we visit my mother and I'll give you a tour?
Honey, one scary thing at a time, sweetie, if you don't mind.
and coffee. The two of them go together like chocolate and roses. Cram and indigestion, boredom and baseball. Like a cool breeze on a summer day, coffee and donuts are a match made in heaven. And if you want the best of both, there's only one place to get it. Slocum's Joe. Because some things in life go better together.
No matter how many times I come in here, I get lost.
You're listening to Atomic Radio, the #1 AM station in all of Boston.
Man, come back!
Well, you look at that. Never have you seen a chicken so tantalizing, so mesmerizing as this oven-roasted chicken from Spring Valley.
Hey, dog. Yeah, you stupid mutt. Come quick, you gotta see this.
It's the aristocrat of Avery.
Oh, come on, yeah, that ain't right.
It's golden brown, plump and round, and its destination is your dinner table.
Looks good, doesn't it?
It sure does.
They spawn outside or something?
Smell.
That's because it's sealed in this magic box, dummy. It keeps the flavor inside.
I see. So how do we open it?
Well, it's a magic box, so you gotta open it by saying the magic words, then smashing it with a magic anvil.
But I'm a dog. I don't have an anvil.
Yeah,
yes,
but
okay,
you got
good.
that thick skull of yours. You ram it through that screen and we'll be eating chicken dinner in no time.
I don't know if I should listen to you, Whis, because you're the one who told me there were bones inside the master.
And I was right, wasn't I? Now you have more bones than you know what to do with.
It's true. There were a lot of bones inside them.
And there's plenty of chicken inside this magic box. Trust me, just break this glass here.
All right, here goes.
Huh, that's weird. I smell something cooking, but it sure doesn't smell like chicken.
Try to give us a challenge. Apparently they decided we were too much trouble.
And now, a word from our sponsors. In the afternoon, when things slow down, when you're wondering what to do, let's go! Go bowling! Whether you're a boy or a girl, a novice or a seasoned pro, nothing beats the excitement of back alley bowling. For the low, low price of $5,000 a game, you and your friends can enjoy America's new pastime. Don't worry, Bobby. That ball may be destined for the gutter, but your social life is anywhere but, now that you've discovered back alley bowling.
And now, some music.
through.
Powering up. Protectron on duty.
I'm gonna tell you fucking...
Unidentified intruder detected. Beginning search.
Something all girls my age have to go through. It means blood is coming out of my uterus, which in turn increases my aggression and focus.
Golly, I wish I could have my period soon. I'm a lousy shot.
Ted, you can't have a period.
Why not?
Because you're a boy. Menstruation isn't just about becoming the world's deadliest shot. It also means you're ready for childbirth.
That's not fair. I want to shoot things just as good as you can.
You need to break it to you. You're just gonna have to learn the old-fashioned way.
Oh, all right. But what changes for boys? If I don't get a period, what do I get?
You get to grow a beard. It doesn't matter how many periods I have, I'll never be able to do that.
Oh, phooey. What's so great about a beard, anyways? Does it make me a better athlete?
Maybe not, but it's really helpful when you're sad and depressed. It lets people know things aren't going right.
Kind of like right now? I feel awful rotten not having my period.
Pretty much, Ted. The periods aren't just about being good at sports. There's pros and cons, like giving birth.
I'm sorry, Molly. Here I thought it was just rainbows and candy canes. Now I know better.
Don't worry about it, Ted. So the next time you see a girl doing something you can't, just remember it's not you, it's biology.
Thanks, Molly. I'll remember that.
Perfect.
Come on now, rookie!
night vision?
Sensors indicate the presence of radiation.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Hey.
Hello, I'm Peggy Martin, and I'm absolutely thrilled to tell you the news that women today are happier and luckier than they've ever been. And it's all thanks to the What's Brand Hot Plate, the world's first and finest portable gas stove. You've heard about it, I'm sure, through its best advertisement, The Woman Who Owns One. That's because having a hot plate means a happy husband, and a happy husband means a happy home.
All I've been getting is compliments for my food ever since I got my What's Brand hot plate. In fact, I started cooking 8 meals a day just so I can get more of them.
This sort of reaction is typical. In fact, we just finished talking with millions of women all over the country, and 99% of them recommend the What's Brand hot plate to 100% of their friends and relatives. Why? Because the What's Brand hot plate makes the things you cook more delicious. What's Contemporary Fry Guide shows the correct temperature for preparing all your favorite dishes, taking out all the thinking and planning most housewives aren't equipped for. Just dial the hot plate to the correct temperature, and you'll have eggs and bacon that are perfect every time. On top of that, it's water sealed. That means no more electrocution or trips to the hospital for you or your loved ones. So buy the new Control Heat hot plate by What's today. The best in electrical appliances made.
Not much warning on that one.
You're listening to Atomic Radio, the #1 AM station in all of Boston.
What did Pep say? You won't believe it, but someone spotted something flying over Drummond Diner. In this weather? Gotta be a prank. Well, we better check it out all the same.
Evening, troopers. How can I help you?
Just got a few questions if you don't mind. Is anyone suspicious coming to the diner in the past hour?
No, just the folks you see here. They all got off the bus in Topeka.
Is that so? You, in the hat. Are you the bus driver?
That's right.
How many passengers were on the bus when you stopped here?
6. You sure about that, Chief? Oh yeah, I do a head count whenever we stop, just to make sure we don't leave anyone behind. And 6 people got off the bus.
Then how come there's 7 people in this diner?
7? That can't be. The road's been blocked off for hours.
Hey now, calm down. I'm sure there's a logical explanation for it. Perhaps if you told us what all this was about, officers might help clear things up.
You must know. We were called here because someone saw something flying overhead. An unidentified flying object. A UFO. Which means one of you is an alien.
Now you're pulling my leg.
I'm afraid not, ma'am.
Oh my god, you're serious. I'm sorry, but there's gotta be another reason.
I doubt it. It's like the bus driver said. There were only 6 passengers, and there's 7 people here. Or should I say, 6 people and 1 Martian.
That's outrageous.
Is it? Or is that what the Martians want you to think?
So, what are we gonna do, Sheriff? We can't just lock them all up.
Well, as far as I know, there's only one way to tell if someone's human or not. We'll ask them questions. Things only a human being would know. Like football. You, in the suit. Who plays middle linebacker for the Bears?
I don't know. I'm more of a tennis fan.
Tear off his flesh, deputy. I think you'll find his real face under it.
Wait, what? Why?
No self-respecting man would ever admit to liking tennis.
No, please! You're making a mistake!
Did you put the body in the truck? The boys in D.C. are gonna want to dissect that thing.
I did, but something's been bugging me the way this all went down.
Speak your mind, Deputy.
Well, I was thinking, when you counted 7 people in the diner, did you count the bus driver?
Of course.
But if there's 6 passengers and 1 driver, that's about next 7. Maybe there wasn't a Martian in there after
I think you forgot to carry the one. Either way, I wouldn't worry about it. Intergalactic affairs are out of our jurisdiction. No buts about it, Deputy. It's the Pentagon's problem now. Now come on. It's been a long night. Let me treat you to some breakfast.
Nice try. I trust everyone's still alive. What was that?
Take a minute. See what's in it. When you're buying a vitamin product, read the label. Make sure you get all the vitamins recommended by government experts. You do in Vims. And 3 essential minerals also. Get Vims at your druggist. VI for vitamins, WMS for minerals. Vims. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Not this time.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
That it?
At the Slocum Show Roasting House in Boston, Massachusetts, something special is brewing. Here, a new blend of coffee is being brewed in secret, with beans from the mountains of Colombia, Nicaragua, and Detroit. With the launch of this new blend, minor league pitcher Connor Affleck visited with Roastmaster Tim Welsh to see how it's made.
I was just getting
When they told me I was getting a cup of coffee, I thought I was being called up to the majors. I called my family and they were going to fly in from Oklahoma. It's been 12 years. 12 long years. I thought I was finally going to the show. Even if it was just for a cup of coffee.
That's what we make here. Coffee.
It was supposed to be an analogy.
Nope, it's actually coffee.
I think I'm gonna cry.
Coffee is very complex, Connor. There are about 1,000 aroma and flavor compounds all told. Of course, you can't taste all of them, but you can taste a lot.
Yeah? How many can you taste?
Right now, just one. Coffee. But I'm still working on the others.
I just want to go home.
As you can see, these coffee samples all taste great individually, but what makes Slocum's Show special is the blend. This is the stuff the big leaguers drink in every clubhouse. Big leaguers just like Connor over here. Slocum's Jug, the coffee house that tastes built.
Don't touch that dial. You found the best radio station in Boston. Atomic Radio.
When a city is besieged by bandits and its queen seeks the aid of a magic lamp, only one man can be counted on to retrieve it. Grognak the Barbarian. Yet this is no ordinary genie, for his lamp has been buried for 1,000 years in cursed sand.
Oh, great and powerful genie, please grant my wish. My kingdom is at the mercy of bandits, and only your power can save it.
I will grant your wish, Queen. But in exchange, you and your people will submit to my rule.
So you'd make us all your slaves? That's not what I asked for at all.
Isn't it? You asked me to save you from the bandits. At no point did you specify the terms.
Tell me, you bag of hot air, can a genie grant his own wish?
I don't see why not.
Good, because when Grognak is through with you, your wish should never been born!
Can no hero defeat the genie and the bandit horde? Or has the kingdom trapped itself in the walls of its own wish? Find out in this Hoover's Comics presentation of Grognak the Barbarian in Demon Slave, Demon Sands.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Whether you're searching for a new piece of jewelry or an entire wardrobe, Fallon's department store is the place to go. With multiple locations throughout the greater Boston area, Fallon's is always there when you need it. Clean, close, convenient.
I think that's about it.
Be sure to visit our flagship store in West Roxbury, now carrying our entire line of merchandise.
And now, some music.
It's all over, but the crying, and nobody's crying but me. Friends all over.
Yeah, the same. I just get lost in here every time, no matter how many times I've been here.
To forget about how much I care.
I've been putting it off because I know it's not very easy and a little.
It's all over, but the dreaming, poor little dreams just trying to come true. It's all over, but the crying, and I can't get over crying
just about out of
over you.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
The best in talk, sports, drama, and music. Atomic Radio.
Did you know that the oldest known chameleon was found in Anhui, China? That's right, the very same country that serves as the capital for modern socialism. So it's not surprising that in recognizing a communist, physical appearance can sometimes be misleading. Many communists dress and behave like ordinary American citizens, blending into their surroundings just like their chameleon ancestors. So, how do we identify them? It's not an easy question to answer. That's why if you encounter someone you suspect is a communist, it's best not to interrogate them. In many cases, a left-wing activist will reveal themselves without prompting, usually by parroting the propaganda found in their Marxist newsletters. Of course, not all communists will declare themselves openly. Some are under strict orders by their Chinese government to avoid that very thing. These covert agents will typically have a strong interest in photography and spend the majority of their free time loitering outside sensitive military sites. However, even those instructed to keep their identities a secret will betray their allegiances one way or the other. This is because the average communist can't help but condemn our American way of life. They will criticize our foreign policy, our muscle cars, and our barbecued ribs. They may struggle to remember the names of the founding fathers, or maintain poor posture when listening to our national anthem. If this sounds like someone you know, it's imperative you notify the Department of Justice immediately. A failure to apprehend even one communist comes at the expense of American lives, both here and abroad.
You're very handy, sir. And I should know.
Hey.
Can I be of service?
Waiter! Waiter! Phil, did you ever see such poor service? I'm going to call the manager.
Take it easy, Walt. What's mostly wrong is your grouse.
I'm sorry, Phil, but my digestion is so upset.
What you may need for your poor digestion is something that works after nature's own orders. Try Carter's Little Liver Pills.
Good advice. When your digestion is upset and you feel headachy and irritable, take Carter's Little Liver Pills. You see, each day nature normally produces about 2 pints of a vital digestive juice to help digest your food. If nature fails, your food may remain undigested, leaving you headachy and irritable. To feel cheerful and happy again, take Carter's Little Liver Pills. They increase the flow of this vital digestive juice quickly, often in as little as 30 minutes, and you're on the road to feeling better. Don't depend on artificial aids to counteract indigestion when Carter's Little Liver Pills aid digestion after nature's own orders. Take Carter's Little Liver Pills as directed. Get them at any drugstore, only 25 cents.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Every woman wants to look their best for a night on the town, but it's important to remember that when the night is done, many cosmetics leave traces of oil and dirt that can clog pores and leave your skin looking a mess when that handsome gentleman caller wakes you up the next morning. That's why Mary May's new line of cosmetics adds trace amounts of radiation to help ensure your face is completely dirt-free. Using a standard Geiger counter, you can detect when dirt and makeup are still on your face and remove them before they cause problems down the line. If you aren't sure which cosmetics have been radioactively enhanced, just look for the yellow hazard symbol on the label. Clinical scientists, beauticians, and men of all types agree. The only way to keep your face clean and beautiful is with Mary May, the leader in cutting-edge cosmetics.
The best in talk, sports, drama, and music. Atomic Radio.
Sturgis.
Honey, do you mind setting the table?
Sure, but, we need to talk first. I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Oh dear, what's wrong?
I got laid off today.
Oh no, that's terrible. Did you at least get a severance?
Not a dime.
Well, chin up. It's not the end of the world. I'm sure you'll be back on your feet in no time.
I've been fired from 3 straight jobs, Daphne. The word's gotten around town. No one's gonna hire me now.
We have our life insurance policies. It's not an endowment, but it's something.
People of the Commonwealth Wasteland, this is Solomon, your friendly neighborhood disc jockey. What's a
Yeah, I
disc?
only discovered
Hell if
the
I know,
Atomic
but I'm gonna
Radio
keep
mod
talking
like
anyway.
just a few weeks ago.
Up next is a guy I knew back
Pretty
out
funny.
in Mojave Wasteland, the Lonesome Drifter, with Home on the Wastes. Sounds like something the Minutemen could get behind.
Excuse me.
You find those raiders?
Yeah, I kicked their asses for you.
No kidding. That's the best piece of news we've had around here for a good long time. So we've been talking. We decided if you came through for us, we'd join up with the Minutemen again. If we want things to get better, we've got to start helping each other. So, we're in. You can count on us if you need help down the line. Thanks again, friend.
Excuse me.
Best way to spend your caps is protecting your hide with my armor. That advice is free.
I'll take a look, sure.
My prices are firm. Haggling gives me a headache.
Exchange this home on the wastes for all the big city soul. growing all day. Home, home on the waste, where the mole rat and the fire gecko play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and my skin is not glowing all day.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Remember that time you tried to bake the perfect cake for your husband? And remember how the grocer didn't have the strawberries he liked, so you ended up topping it with cherries instead? And remember how you forgot he was allergic to cherries and he ended up hospitalized for over a week? Well, that was some disaster. But it wasn't your fault. It was the fault of your grocer. That's why we recommend you shop at Super Duper Mart. Our shelves are always stocked with the freshest fruits and vegetables, as well as all the ingredients you need to bake a cake or cook your next meal. That's because, as your grocer, we feel responsible for the health and well-being of your family, almost as if we were a part of it. Of course, the Super Duper Mart isn't just a grocer. From food to electronics, gardening supplies to home decor, Super Duper Mart has it all, and now you can too. Super Duper Mart, for all your shopping needs.
Yeah. Alright, back in a minute.
Hello, Commonwealth Wasteland. This is Solomon, coming to you loud and proud from Diamond City Radio. Here's another one by Ruvan, Big Iron. Mine's on my hip. is yours.
To the town of our free rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. A stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. It was early in the morning when he rode into the town. He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. He's an outlaw, loose and running, came a whisper from each lip. And he's here to do some business with a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men had tried to take him, and not many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though a youth of 24. And the notches on his pistol numbered 119 more. 119 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to his mouth. Was an Arizona Ranger, wouldn't be too long in town. He was here to take an outlaw back alive, or maybe dead. And he said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red, after Texas Red. Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry, men who tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had
Okay, I'm back.
21 would be the ranger with a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. Now the morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to leave. It was 20 past 11 when they rode out in the street. Folks were watching from their windows, everybody out their breath. They knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death, about to meet his death. There was 20 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swiftness of the ranger is still talked about today. Texas Red and not cleared leather when a bullet fairly ripped. And the ranger's aim was deadly with a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. It was over in a moment and the crowd all gathered round. There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, we might have gone on living, but he made one fatal slip. We tried to match the ranger with a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. Big iron, big iron. When you tried to match the ranger with a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip.
What's all eager?
Now, a message from our sponsors. For breakfast, it's pancakes and sausages. For lunch, it's a sandwich in a box. For dinner, your wife's homemade chicken pot pie. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. Every meal is as different as night and day.
Perfect.
There's only one thing they all have in common. The after-meal cigarette. Make sure yours
Well,
is
hello
as
there.
slow and easy as a tortoise. Grey Tortoise famous cigarettes. The perfect end to a well-balanced meal.
The best in talk, sports, drama, and music. Atomic Radio.
Is the electromagnetic
I think
shielding
there's a
up?
combat
Without
armor
it,
guy over
the machine might malfunction.
It's up. Not that it'll help much, given the other dozen or so parts that could fail in its place.
Dr. Sanders, I get the distinct feeling you don't share my enthusiasm for this project.
Dr. Jones, I'd like to think of the 20 years we've been together, I've given you a lot. I've given you my time, my sweat, and my expertise. I even gave you my secret recipe for banana bread. Not that you'd know how to use it, but the one thing I won't give you is my enthusiasm. Not when you choose to risk your life for this experiment.
Risk is a part of life, Doctor. You take a risk when you eat your sugar bombs in the morning, when you drive your Corvega, and when you cheat on your husband. Every second is a dice roll. The only saving grace is that you have some semblance of control. But when it comes to nuclear war, to radioactive fallout and the end of days, you have no choice. Your fate is left in the hands of two men with their fingers on the button, and you know there's only a matter of time before one of them pushes it. That's why we built our own machine with our own button. One that will send me back in time, and when you press it, nothing will ever be the same.
So short about fallout.
All right, Dr. Jones, you have my attention. What is this urgent message you wish to relay?
Mr. President, I want you to take your finger off the button.
I'm sorry, but what button?
You know which one. The one you use in the event of an invasion. The button that fires the nukes.
Dr. Jones, you do realize there isn't an actual button, right?
What do you mean?
Dr. Jones, there's no big red button to fire a nuclear arsenal. The generals, they make a recommendation, then I give the authorization to launch.
You're wrong, Mr. President. I'm positive there's a button somewhere, and with the way things are going, it's only a matter of time before you push it. I know these things because, well, go ahead and ask me how I know.
All right. I'm gonna indulge you. How do you
Situation.
know?
Because I'm a time traveler.
Dr. Jones, that is quite frankly the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
And yet it's the truth. Listen to me.
Where did they come from?
Do not press the button.
I think I've heard quite enough.
Guess it's gone.
It's all over.
Let's do this.
Everybody's crying, but me. It's all over. I'm trying to forget about how much I cared for you. It's all over, but the dreaming, poor little dreams just trying to come true.
I was just getting warmed up.
It's all over, but the crying, and I can't get over crying over you.
Only a 38, that's not worth it.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Donuts and coffee. The two of them go together like chocolate and roses. Cram and indigestion. Boredom and baseball. Like a cold breeze on a summer day, coffee and donuts are a match made in heaven. And if you want the best of both, there's only one place to get it. Slocum's Joe.
Just
Because some
thinking how
things in life
wonderful
go better
it'd be to
together.
Get out of this infernal rain.
You're listening to Atomic Radio, the #1 AM station in all of Boston.
You've seen the attack of the 50-foot woman, as well as the blitzkrieg of the 60-foot Nazi. Now get ready for twice the horror and 3 times the heel, as we present to you the most frightening monster ever known to man.
Don't you see, Johnny? She was just an ordinary pork bun peddler. None of this would have happened if it weren't for that blasted cookie.
But it's just a fortune cookie. What's the harm in that?
That was no ordinary cookie. Not after the gamma rays had their way with it.
Welcome to the General Atomics Gallery. You must be our new supervisor.
If anything, it gave her radiation poisoning. No.
Yes. That's right.
Splendid. Well, let me be the first to welcome you to your new assignment. Once you've had a chance to get settled in, you should report to the director. His office is located in the statue in the center of the plaza. The Galleria is currently closed to the public, but staff and employees are permitted on the grounds, of course. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to assist you.
They're doing it with snacks, Johnny. Little cookies that promise you the future.
Why is the Galleria closed?
I'm sorry, but due to pending litigation, I am unable to comment. Please direct your inquiries to the General Atomics Legal Affairs Division.
Who's the director?
General Atomics' Patented Director Management System, DMS, is responsible for coordinating the actions of the robots here at the Galleria. The director allows the Galleria to operate autonomously, without the need for human intervention.
Are you afraid of losing your path? If you're a
What is this place?
The General Atomics Galleria is the shopping center of tomorrow today. Our wide array of stores are staffed entirely by the General Atomics line of robots, showcasing the reliability and versatility of a robotic workforce. Come in and experience the General Atomics difference.
That's all.
Very well. Enjoy your visit.
Eye of the beholder, but not if the beholder
General Atomics.
my property. Shop at Balance, and the only supermodel your man will ever want is you. And now, some music.
The topmost quality consumer robotics.
All employees, report suspicious behavior to the director immediately.
I'm reporting in, as ordered.
Reporting in? Wait, the grand reopening? Are you Grand Reopening Supervisor 18 Alpha? You're late.
Yes. Yes, that's right.
Annual authorization of the grand reopening requires authentication, so I'm going to need to see your ID. Sir.
Here.
Scanning. Scanning. Error in scanning subroutine. Identity accepted on a provisional basis. Accessing protocols. All units, stand by for the grand reopening. Processing firmware updates. Done. Reinstating combat inhibitors. Done. Designating new facility supervisor. Done. The General Atomics Galleria is now open for business. As the grand reopening supervisor, you will be conducting tonight's customer appreciation raffle. Here is the grand prize. That'll be all, soldier. Dismissed.
Don't touch that dial. You found the best radio station in Boston. Atomic
All
Radio.
right, maggots, listen up. I want your store cleaned yesterday.
There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and Bert the turtle was very alert, and danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do.
Welcome to Slocum's Joe. Can I set you up with a nice hot cup of coffee? On the house.
He did what we all must learn.
No thanks.
All right. Well, come again.
Duck and cover.
Did you see what Bert the Turtle just
Are
did?
we pack
He
rats
ducked,
now,
then
sir?
covered.
Yes.
And while you may not have a shell of your own, you do have protection. Just as Bert's shell safeguards him from the impact of an atomic explosion, so does your desk, provided you duck and cover yourself under it. But how will you know when the bombs strike? Well, one of the signature elements of an atomic explosion is a bright flash, brighter than the sun, brighter than anything you've ever seen. If you stare too long, chances are it'll be the last thing you see too. Just watch what happens to poor Mary here as the radiation melts her eyes.
My name is Crisp.
And beside her is Daniel.
Take your
He
order.
managed to turn away, but he didn't
What do you
realize
sell?
that the
This is
impact
a
from the explosion
bakery.
could break windows and throw your body
Having a
clear
bad
off
day?
You
As a
too
result,
can
Daniel
enjoy
was
the
flying
benefits
across the room
of
where his body
personality
was pierced by the
subroutine
American
37.
flag. Meanwhile,
Existential
Bobby here is safe
despair.
and secure under his
When you
desk.
buy your own
He
General
remembered to duck
Atomics
under his
robot.
desk and cover his head.
Pick
As
one
such,
up
the only
today.
radiation he'll
Now,
be
did you
exposed
want
to is the
anything?
touch of Mary's irradiated corpse. But remember, nuclear war can come at any time. It can happen in the schoolyard.
Not looking to buy
on
right
the
now.
bus,
Whatever.
Or even in the restroom. If there is no desk or table available, duck and cover near a wall, a urinal, or someone whose life you value less than your own. When this film is over, discuss how
out
you
of
would
the
duck and cover
kitchen.
in various locations, and make sure you practice at least once a day. Doing so may very well save your life.
Duck and cover. Duck and cover. He did what we all must learn to do.
Yes.
And you. Duck and cover.
Why are Camels by far America's most popular cigarette? Two of the reasons are flavor and mildness. No other cigarette has Camel's rich, full flavor, and no other cigarette offers this proof of mildness. In a coast-to-coast test of hundreds of people with normal
Can I
throats,
help you with anything,
noted
sir?
throat specialists reported not one.
What do you have for sale?
Not much, I'm afraid. Our suppliers are dreadfully late, and it looks like most of the appliances have rusted. But I could offer you jewelry, clothes, perhaps some housewares.
I'm just browsing.
Of course, of course. Looking to buy something?
Maybe he has something in his inventory.
Recently, that
Let's see what you got.
We only carry products of the highest quality.
doctors in all branches of medicine. And again, the brand name most was Camel. Yes, according to these nationwide surveys, more doctors smoke Camel
Doesn't even have any caps.
than any other cigarette. Friends, smoke the cigarette so many doctors enjoy. Change to Camel for 30 days and see how mild, how flavorful, how enjoyable a cigarette can be. Yes, change to Camels for 30 days, and you'll stay with Camels from then on.
How mild, how mild, how mild, how mild can a cigarette be? Make the Camel 30-day test and you'll see.
Smoke Camels and see. To find out how well camels agree with the throats of smokers, this far-reaching test was made. Hundreds of people from coast to coast, people with normal throats, smoked only camels for 30 days. Each week, leading throat specialists examined the throats of these smokers. They made 2,470 examinations and reported not one single case of throat irritation due to smoking camels. Try camels for 30 days and see how mild, how flavorful, how enjoyable a cigarette can be.
How mild, how mild, how mild can a cigarette be? Smoke Camels and see.
Here's Dick Powell with a special message.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the makers of camels have sent more than 198 million gift camels to our armed forces. This week, gift camels go to hospitalized servicemen and veterans at Veterans Hospitals, Framingham, Massachusetts, and Dearborn, Michigan, U.S. Naval Hospital, San Diego, California, and to all hospitals operated for the U.S. Air Forces in the Far East. Now, until next week, enjoy camp. I always do.
Actually, I think it is. I've got two different audio mods. One is for copyright-free radio, so you don't get hit with blocked videos and such.
That guy.
And that one's got a few real commercials and stuff from the 50s.
He's upset. Emotionally upset. Just like a baby. Well, he shouldn't be. The man's over 40 years old. I realize that, but he can't help it. He's mentally ill. In his heart.
Take a look around.
How true that is.
I am sorry about
People
all this.
who overreact to minor situations may be emotionally ill. It's not because they want to be. It's because they have to be. But remember, these people can be saved. Sometimes it comes in the form of a sympathetic ear or general human kindness. Other times it comes in the form of professional help, like therapy or a mental institution.
I hope you enjoy
When that time comes, Parsons State Insane Asylum is here to help. Our technicians are fully trained in the latest mental health techniques to guide your loved ones on the path to wellness. Stop by our facilities and get a tour of the campus today.
Sweet.
The best in talk, sports, drama, and music. Atomic Radio.
Please have a look around.
Every young girl needs love and romance. There's one thing she doesn't need.
There you are. What are you doing in this horrible place? It's my home, Mother. This is where you live. But there's so much sun. We're vault dwellers, not vampires. Harold and I are very happy here. Harold? Is that a surface boy's name? It is. And the two of us are very much in love. Oh dear. You know it won't last. That's not true. The two of us are perfectly compatible. We both like hot dogs, walks on the beach, and our favorite movie is Love Sets Sail. You may be compatible with him, but is America compatible with the Chinese? Because that's what will end your relationship, not some adolescent fight over what movie you want to see. Then I'll convince him to move in. He can live with us inside the shelter. Good luck with that. Honey, I want to talk to you about something. I think we should move.
Really? I thought you agreed this home was perfect.
Perfect for us, maybe, but I can't help but feel it's a little too high up.
Well, we lose the view, but the rent's cheaper on the lower floors.
I was thinking lower.
You mean like in the lobby?
Lower.
The basement parking lot?
Lower. I want to live in a vault.
A vault? But I thought only paranoid nutjobs live in vaults, not normal people like you and me.
Actually, that's not true. Sadie over on Elm Street was born in a vault.
I always knew there was something shifty about her.
And Greg over at the diner. Him too.
Never liked him. Did you know he got angry because I left him a 10% tip? Maybe if he gave me better service, he wouldn't have to complain about the size of
And me, Harold. I was born in a vault.
What? You? But how?
Well, my father works for Vault Tech, and he and some of the others in the neighborhood got to test some of the early prototypes. They had to make sure people wouldn't go insane from living underground for so long.
And did they? Go insane?
Not all of them.
Honey, I don't know. A housewife has responsibilities. I want to come home to a hot meal, not some emergency food ration.
If you're talking about the MRE pouches, they are a perfectly balanced dinner and they taste just fine. Oh, I'm kidding, Harold. We cook the same food underground that you do with here. I promise. In fact, why don't we visit my mother and I will give you a tour.
Honey, one scary thing at a time, sweetie, if you don't mind.
This year, 32,300 people are doomed to death.
By Cornelius Haff, I never stopped to realize.
You know, Harlow, it takes 10 seconds and 336 feet to stop a car traveling at 60 miles an hour. That's why brains are more important than brakes. Why the man behind the wheel should beware of the speed at which he's driving. Why safe and sane are synonymous words to drivers who value their fellows' lives as well as their own.
In other words, Haff, just because Autolite resistor spark plugs give your car more pep, don't try to use all of it, eh?
Exactly, Harlow. But there's more. The good Samaritan is the gracious guy or gal who not only knows and keeps the rules of the road, but also keeps his temper in his head when some bungling Benny gives him the road hog treatment.
Yes, Hap, it's sad but true that one right way to wrong driving is to always demand your highway rights. Be sure to be safe.
Right, Harlow.
And now, a message from our sponsors.
Hi, my name is Bill Sherman, CEO of Prescott Pharmaceuticals, and I'm here to tell you about an exciting new product called Sprayo. It's a nasal spray that provides immediate relief for hay fever, runny nose, and itchy eyes. Just one squirt up your nose and it's like sending your sinuses to sunny Arizona, far away from pollen, allergy irritation, and of course, Mexican. So breathe free and easy with Sprayo, and you'll feel like your sinuses are in a better state.
I feel a wave of nostalgia coming on.
Don't touch that dial. You found the best radio station in Boston. Atomic Radio.
I'm taking you out of the game, Skip.
My name's Jean-Baptiste, Coach.
Damn it, Skip, didn't I tell you I don't speak French?
Neither do I. And besides, I thought you were the skipper.
I am the skipper, and you're Skip. And this peanut butter on my thumb is Skippy.
What's the peanut butter for?
What do you think it's for? It's the doctor of the baseball.
My baseball needs a doctor? Is it sick?
It's got the PTSD, you dummy. Because in case you hadn't noticed,
Hey.
the team from St. Louis has spent the last hour knocking the cover off the thing. And do you know whose fault that is?
I'm afraid I don't, Coach.
Yours, you nincompoop.
I thought you said my name was Skip.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Hey there. Why don't you come a little closer? Don't be shy. You know what I want, don't you?
Wonderful!
I want
You're
you to
just
take
in
it
time for
off.
today's product demonstration.
I want you to take it all
Right this way,
off.
please.
No, not your clothes, handsome. You can keep those on. I want you to take off all that pesky facial hair. And nothing takes it off like a Blades brand razor.
Our dependable line of Mr. Handy
Because if there's one thing a woman like me wants, it's a man who's unafraid to take it off.
From chores to childcare, errands to entertaining, no task is too big for Mr. Handy to handle. And our models are legendary for their reliability and durability. With proper servicing, your Mr. Handy can last a lifetime. For military clients, General Atomic is proud to offer our Mr. Gutsy product line. Complete with the latest in high-tech military hardware. That concludes today's product demonstration. Good day!
Atom bomb baby, loaded with power, radioactive as a TV tower, nuclear fission in its soul, loves with the electronic control. Atom bomb baby, little atom bomb, I want her in my wigwam. She's just the way I want her to be, a million times hotter than TNT.
How may I be of service?
Are any of your robots for sale?
Our floor models? Why, no. Those are for display only. Normally, I'd be happy to offer you your very own Mr. Handy kit. Some assembly required, but I'm afraid we're all out of stock. I'm sure the new models will be arriving any day now.
Let's see what you have.
General Atomics is here to help. Might I help you with something?
Not today.
Very well, sir.
She's just the way I want her to be, a million times hotter than TNT.
The best in talk, sports, drama, and music. Atomic Radio.
This is Brad. Every morning, he starts his day by refusing to get out of bed. It isn't until his mother drags him out that he even bothers to open his eyes. Wake up, Brad. It's time for school. Oh, have you been putting on weight? Does she have to do this every morning, Brad? Even if you're a hopeless lout, at the very least you could stop being a burden to everyone else. Meanwhile, your sister Karen has already gotten dressed and even has time to set the dining table.
I'm afraid
it's not that Karen likes mornings, far from it. But knowing this, she planned ahead by picking out her clothes the night before. And while she may be groggy, a bowl of sugar bombs and a dose of Mentats is all she needs to get ready for school. And Brad, notice how Karen is never late for the bus. On the other hand, it's clear by that dog trot that you've not only missed the bus, but your shoes are on the wrong feet. Now the neighbors are pointing and laughing, not just at you, but at your parents for having raised such a helpless, clumsy
those
child.
are real items.
The embarrassment doesn't stop once you arrive at school.
80 pounds.
If you thought the neighbors were cruel, then you obviously weren't prepared for the jeers of your fellow classmates.
Nice shoes, Brad, you dingus.
Yeah, Brad, you dingus.
Perhaps you even resent Karen, who, with the help of her Mentats addiction, answered every question the teacher raised and got a perfect score on the recent test.
You need something.
After school, you find two of your classmates making
What do you have?
Everything a body
They're
needs.
obviously having a private
Health
moment,
food,
but given your
supplements,
inability to read a book,
exercise
let alone a
equipment.
book, you can't help
You
but
name it,
interrupt.
Madden's got it.
Hey guys,
Usually, until we get restocked, all I
Yeah, I'm
got
surprised I haven't just been plain attacked already.
Yeah, Brad, we're kind of busy. Is there something
Just
you want?
looking.
You'll be back.
Yeah, how's the weather? The weather? Why don't you just look out the window and see for yourself?
That didn't go very well, now did it? Not only did you ruin Sally's first kiss, but worse yet, you added nothing to the conversation. It turns out you don't know the first thing about weather, Brad, so it would be smart to stop asking about it. Oh, please. It's a little late. tears, isn't it, Brad? You've had your whole life to prepare for this day, and now you've blown it. In the end, you have no one to blame but yourself. Does Brad remind you of anyone? If so, there's really only one way to prevent deviant behavior like this. Preparation. By planning ahead, you can avoid making the mistakes Brad made.
I think this guy gave me a key to
give yourself more time to correct them. Remember, in life there are rarely any real surprises. There's only failure to prepare for them.
Friends, it's certainly true that when you smoke, you want smoothness, mildness, and deep-down enjoyment. And that's precisely what you'll get with every Lucky Strike you light, because there's never a rough puff in a Lucky. Just
I think that's probably about it.
Luckies are always smooth, mild, and mellow, every puff of the way. For you see, it takes fine tobacco to make a fine cigarette. And LSMFT, Lucky Strike, means fine tobacco. Now, fine tobacco costs more, and Lucky's pay more. That's right, Lucky's pay millions of dollars more than official parity prices to get right mellow tobacco for your Lucky Strike. Just listen for a moment to what the tobacco experts say about the kind of leaf Lucky Strike buys. Take Mr. L. Garland Griffin, a tobacco auctioneer from Clarksville, Virginia, who recently said, "All in all, I've sold over 100 million pounds of tobacco. And season after season, I've seen Lucky Strike buy tobacco.
I have a little bit, but I haven't really noticed much of a difference. But I probably will next time.
I smoke Lucky's regularly for 14 years. Now there's a tip for you, friends, from a man who really knows tobacco. So for your own
I was mainly concerned with dropouts and stuff.
You'll agree with the tobacco experts, with a million who...
Oh, geez, game just died. Yeah, as long as it doesn't interfere with anything, it's probably a good thing to use.
Wonderful! You're just in time for today's product demonstration. Right this way, please.
The moon was old and the night was cold, but the day's already hot.
General Atomics, the world leader in consumer robotics. Our dependable line of Mr. Handy household robots will free you from the drudgery of housework forever. From chores to childcare, errands to entertaining, no task
Days
is too
don't
big
stop like
for
the
Mr.
days
Handy
out
to
here
handle.
anywhere else in
And
the
our
land.
models are
Where a
legendary
cowboy's got a range to ride and a pony that wears his brand.
durability. With proper servicing,
Out here they smoke for flavor. Flavor big and bold. Out here the only smoke they smoke is Marlboro. Red or gold. Come where the flavor is. Come to Marlboro country.
You're listening to Atomic Radio, the #1 AM station in all of Boston.
It's a question every young woman asks themselves from time to time.
I'm afraid our
Popularity.
boxing instructor, the
What
chap,
is it made
is
of?
a little
And
under the
how
weather
can I get
today.
it?
If there's anything you
Well,
need, I'm sure
it's
Danny
actually
can help
quite
you.
simple.
Now, if you'll excuse
Let's take a
me.
listen and see what makes people like one person and ignore another.
What are you in the market for?
Wow, who's that? Oh, that's the new girl, Helen. She's real swell.
Not today.
Then get out of here.
What makes it different from the other cows? If I had to take a guess, Tommy, it's probably her bazookas. But also her dignity.
Hey boys, mind if I sit down?
This is Lucy.
Yes.
Unlike Helen,
She thinks the key to popularity is to park herself in the back seat of every car in school. When Tommy brags to the other boys about reaching second base, he learns that the other boys have already rounded third and are making a rather large pile at home. This makes him feel less important. It doesn't matter that Lucy has many interesting things to say.
Let's see if it
being
crashes
at the top of her
again.
class in history, arts, and robotic engineering. In fact, these traits only make the boys feel more inferior. When she brings up the latest advances in Robco's facial recognition software, it makes Tommy feel stupid and weak.
Actually, Lucy, that seat's taken.
All right then. See you around.
The truth is, that seat wasn't taken, and Tommy won't be seeing her around. Rather, Lucy's intelligence, small breasts, and active sex life makes her unpopular with both men and women.
Helen, you need somewhere to sit? Helen!
Minutes later, we see Helen being waved over to the very same table. Is it her appearance? Her manners? Or maybe it's because Helen knows what it really means to take a back seat.
Hey, Helen, want to go check out the Grognak film after school? Or maybe we could go to the weenie roast if you like that better.
Sure, either one is fine.
Truth be told, Helen has no interest in Grognak or roasting wieners of any kind. But unlike Lucy, she keeps her opinion to herself and does her best not to embarrass Tommy in front of his friends. This makes Tommy feel like he's in charge and confident in what a woman really wants. And it's not just the boys. Helen pretends to be just as interested in the girls too. Pretty soon, she's the most popular girl in school. So if you want to gain the respect and admiration of your peers, be like Helen. Dignified, concise, with a large bosom, and you'll find yourself sitting at the head of every table.
Hey, kiddies. This is Solomon, your voice in the darkness. Or at least, the radiation. Up next, a band I found out by Nuka World performing, by the name of West, my friend. And they're singing a tune called Sons and Daughters. I think they're singing to the whole Commonwealth.
Building pretty well. A lot of this stuff is new.
When we arrive, sons and daughters, we weld our homes on the water.
Hey.
I'm all in.
Our homes, the lumina,
Nice to have mementos.
cinema now. These currents pull us across the border. Steady your boats, arms to shoulder, till tides all pull our hollow ground, making this cold harbor now home. Lift up your arms, sons and daughters, we will arise from the bunkers, by land, by sea, undirigible, we'll leave our tracks untraceable now. When we arrive, sons and daughters. We'll make our homes on the waters. We'll build our walls. Aluminum will fill our mouths with cinnamon now. When we arrive, sons and daughters, we'll make our homes on the water. We'll build our walls. Aluminum will fill our mouths with cinnamon When we arrive, sons and daughters, we'll make our homes on the water. We'll build our walls. Aluminum will fill our mouths with cinnamon now. When we arrive, sons and daughters, we'll make our homes on the water. We'll build our walls.
Parasite's great.
We'll fill our mouths with cinnamon.
Could be worse, I guess.
Hear all the bombs fade away. 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 Fade away. Fade
Trying to remember what's over here. Nothing good, I'm sure.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
I'd like to build a world and you can furnish it with love. Grow mushroom trees and atomic bees and quantum colored doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world if you can keep it company. It's the real thing. What the world wants today. Coca-Cola, grow mushroom trees and atomic bees and quantum colored dove. It's the real thing. What the world wants today. Coca-Cola. I'd like to buy the world a new and keep it company.
You found the best radio station in all of Boston. Atomic Radio.
Honey, do you mind setting the table?
Sure, but, we need to talk first. I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Oh dear, what's wrong?
I got laid off today.
Oh no, that's terrible. Did you at least get a severance?
Not a dime.
Well, chin up. It's not the end of the world. I'm sure you'll be back on your feet in no time.
I've been fired from 3 straight jobs, Daphne. The word's gotten around town. No one's gonna hire me now.
We have our life insurance policies. It's not an endowment, but it's something.
A few $100s isn't gonna be enough. One of us has to die, and lately, I've been thinking it wouldn't be such a bad idea.
Don't talk like that. I'd be lost without you.
It's just sitting there.
Oh, I wasn't talking about me.
Well, Mr. Trent is your insurance auditor. To be honest, this whole affair is mighty suspicious. You lose your job, your bills are piling up, and the very next day your wife disappears.
I don't like where you're going with this. Are you saying I killed her?
Maybe. No, she could have left. Maybe the two of you are working together. Either way, I have 7 years to find out. That's 7 years before a missing person is presumed dead, Mr. Trent. Do you think you can hold out for that long?
Actually, most murders are solved within 48 hours.
Are you admitting you murdered your wife?
I wasn't talking about my wife. Mr. Trent, you realize why we're here, don't you? First your wife goes missing, and then the insurance auditor assigned to your case. I don't see what's so strange about it. People disappear all the time. Maybe so, but you took out a life insurance policy on both your wife and the auditor. Now the wife I get, but according to our records, you've never even met the auditor before. So, he was old and out of shape. It didn't take a genius to see he was gonna die. Funny, according to our records, the auditor was young and in good health. I wasn't talking about the auditor.
Did you hear what happened up in Redwood 7 years ago? An entire town disappeared without a trace. People thought it was haunted. There were no witnesses. No bodies.
Rubbish.
No one there to figure out how the whole thing went down. So when you told me a customer wants to cash in multiple policies over $1 million, first thing I did was look up the addresses. And guess what? They're all from Redwood. It's been 7 years, which means none of them were presumed dead until today. But what I don't understand, Barry, is who turned these in. I've been here all morning, and I haven't seen a single customer walk through those doors.
I wasn't talking about a customer.
I hate to think of what happened here.
Nice. It's fused solid.
Oh, July to ride in my rocket 69. Oh, would you like to ride in my rocket 69? Little sweet man like you would have such a wonderful time. You better hold tight, Papa, while I go into my spin. Yes, you better hold tight, Papa, while I go into my spin. Such a wonderful world.
Caution, sir.
Take up all the stars and the moon is not too far. Yes, we'll take up all the stars and the moon is not too far. We will ride and glide and be so satisfied. Stand by, this rocket is ready to fly.
How is this guy? Hey, now.
Gunners from Quincy are always coming in here trying to get their mitts on our suits. I keep trying to tell you, you just need to go in there and take them all out. Bunch of knuckleheads.
Oh, I think he's an Atom Cat. Oh, that's cool.
I'm making mighty happy that I'm your girl. Fly through the sky and go all around the world. I've been a sweet papa, I could make you feel my heart burn. A little sweet man like you have such a wonderful time. We'll zip it, we'll rip it. We'll flip it, we'll whip it. We'll zip it, we'll tip it. We'll ride and glide and be so satisfied. Sweet man like you have such a wonderful time. 69.
And now, a message from our sponsors. Ambushed on the road. We're outnumbered 5 to 1. Barnum, report.
Horse down to 5%!
We'll have to scuttle the armor. We can't let them have it.
Fire him!
Damn it! Aspen set the self-destruct. Ferris, fall back. We'll head for the old military base, then try to make it to our holdout. The code will be our call sign. All right, move, move, move!
very exciting. Picking up hostile life sign. Found you! I'm supposed to be that about takes care of that. Sir, something's afoot. Nothing like a little dust up to get the oil flowing, eh?
People say you ruled me with one wave of your hand. Darling, it's grand. They just don't understand. Living for you is easy living. It's easy to live when you're in love. And I'm so in love. There's nothing in life but you.
Sad this level of security is necessary these days. So long locked doors.
No way I could pick this.
Word from our sponsors. I'd like to build a world and you can't furnish it with love. Grow mushroom trees and tiny bees and cotton colored I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world if you can keep it company. It's the real thing. What the world wants today. You could hold
You meant to leave that rubbish where you found it.
bees and quantum colored it's the real thing. What the world wants today. Coca-Cola. I'd like to buy the world and you can keep it company.
Don't touch that dial. You found the best radio station in Boston. Atomic Radio.
Hey, are you Dr. Hall?
I am. And you must be Mr. Richard. Dr. Tellinger told me to come in.
What? Did he tell you I was a loony?
He didn't tell me anything. Just your name, your age, and the phone number of a good plumber.
Why a plumber?
My toilet's backed up. I've been having to use the office bathroom instead.
I see. You promise you won't put me in a straitjacket?
I won't put you in anything. However, my colleagues at Parsons might be inclined to, provided you're actually ill.
Suppose it doesn't matter anyway. I won't live much longer at this rate.
And why is that?
You watch baseball, Doctor?
Of course. Who in Boston doesn't watch baseball?
Well, do you ever watch the games? Feel like you have control over the outcome?
I'd say that's fairly common. Superstition and sports go hand in hand.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, you realize that whatever you do, it doesn't really matter. But I can't stop thinking, what if I'm wrong? What if I really have the power to change things?
Is that why you're not wearing any clothes?
Yeah, no. The more clothes I wear, the harder it is for us to score. I put on a sock, and the bombers hit a double. I take it off, strike out the side.
That'd be less than 30 degrees outside.
First championship since 1918.
expensive care and equipment. Your contributions will provide trained hands to teach a polio survivor how to live with his disability. Thanks to you, a polio-scarred life will once again seem worth
This
living.
level of security is
Remember, your generosity is the one hope
No
of
long
those for
locked
whom
doors.
thought vaccine came too late. Join the 1958 March of Dimes. Won't you right now send your dimes and dollars to your local March of Dimes headquarters?
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Every woman wants to look their best for a night on the town, but it's important to remember that when the night is done, many cosmetics leave traces of oil and dirt that can clog pores and leave your skin looking a mess when that handsome gentleman caller wakes you up the next morning. That's why Mary May's new line of cosmetics adds trace amounts of radiation to help ensure your face is completely dirt-free. Using a standard Geiger counter, you can detect when dirt and makeup are still on your face and remove them before they cause problems down the line. If you aren't sure which cosmetics have been radioactively enhanced, just look for the yellow hazard symbol on the label. Clinical scientists, beauticians, and men of all types agree. The only way to keep your face clean and beautiful is with Mary May, the leader in cutting-edge cosmetics.
I trust everyone's still alive.
The best in talk, sports, drama, and music. Atomic Radio.
Honey, do you mind setting the table?
Sure, but, we need to talk first. I'm afraid
Oh dear, what's wrong?
I got laid off today.
Oh no, that's terrible. Did you at least get a severance?
Not a dime.
Well, chin up. It's not the end of the world. I'm sure you'll be back on your feet in no time.
I've been fired from 3 straight jobs, Daphne. The word's gotten around town. No one's gonna hire me now.
We have our life insurance policies. It's not an endowment, but it's something.
A few $100s isn't gonna be enough. One of us has to die, and lately, I've been thinking it wouldn't be such a bad idea.
Don't talk like that. I'd be lost without you.
Oh, I wasn't talking about me.
Alright, take a quick break. I'll be back.
Well, Mr. Trent is your insurance auditor. To be honest, this whole affair is mighty suspicious. You lose your job, your bills are piling up, and the very next day your wife disappears.
I don't like where you're going with this. Are you saying I killed her?
Maybe. No, she could have left. Maybe the two of you are working together. Either way, I have 7 years to find out. That's 7 years before a missing person is presumed dead, Mr. Trent. Do you think you can hold out for that long?
Actually, most murders are solved within 48 hours.
Are you admitting you murdered your wife?
I wasn't talking about my wife. Mr. Trent, you realize why we're here, don't you? First your wife goes missing, and then the insurance auditor assigned to your case. I don't see what's so strange about it. People disappear all the time. Maybe so, but you took out a life insurance policy on both your wife and the auditor. Now the wife I get, but according to our records, you'd never even met the auditor before. So, he was old and out of shape. It didn't take a genius to see he was gonna die. Funny, according to our records, the auditor was young and in good health. I wasn't talking about the auditor.
Did you hear what happened up in Redwood 7 years ago? An entire town disappeared without a trace. People thought it was haunted. There were no witnesses, no bodies, no one there to figure out how the whole thing went down. So when you told me a customer wants to cash in multiple policies over $1 million, first thing I did was look up the addresses. And guess what? They're all from Redwood. It's been 7 years, which means none of them were presumed dead until today. But what I don't understand, Barry, is who turned these in. I've been here all morning, and I haven't seen a single customer walk through those doors.
I wasn't talking about a customer.
No matter what you do, you'll never get away from me, because I'm right behind you, baby. Right behind you, baby. Well, I'm right behind you, baby, and you're never gonna get away. Well, you can make up your face, dye your hair. No matter what you do, just turn around and I'll be there, because I'm right behind you, baby. Right behind you, baby. Well, I'm right behind you, baby, and you're never gonna get away. Well, you can go to the east, go to the west, the north and the south, and all the rest. You can bob at the hop, stroll across the floor, but don't think you're ever gonna get it anymore. Well, you can fly through the clouds, sail on the sea. No matter what you do, you'll never get away from me, because I'm right behind you, baby. Right behind you, baby. Well, I'm right behind you, baby, and you're never gonna get away. Yeah. Well, you can go to the east, go to the west, the north and the south, and all the rest. You can bob at the high, stroll across the floor, but don't think you're ever gonna see me no more. Well, you can fly through the clouds, sail on the sea. No matter what you do, you'll never get away from me, because I'm right behind you, baby. Right behind you, baby. Well, I'm right behind you, baby, and you're never gonna get away. Yeah. Well, I'm right behind you, baby, and you're never gonna get away. Well, I'm right behind you, baby, and you're never gonna get away.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Donuts and coffee. The two of them go together like chocolate and roses. Cram and indigestion. Boredom and baseball. Like a cold breeze on a summer day, coffee and donuts are a match made in heaven. And if you want the best of both, there's only one place to get it. Slocum's Joe. Because some things in life go better together.
We're on the air from Bristol to Beantown. This is Atomic Radio.
When a city is besieged by bandits and its queen seeks the aid of a magic lamp, only one man can be counted on to retrieve it. Grognak the Barbarian. Yet this is no ordinary genie, for his lamp has been buried for 1,000 years in cursed sand.
Oh, great and powerful genie, please grant my wish. My kingdom is at the mercy of bandits, and only your power can save it.
I will grant your wish.
Alright.
But in exchange, you and your people will submit to my rule.
So you'd make us all your slaves? That's not what I asked for at all.
Isn't it? You asked me to save you from the bandits. At no point did you specify the terms.
Tell me, you bag of hot air, can a genie grant his own wish?
I don't see why not.
Good, because when Grognak is through with you, your wish should never been born!
Now no hero defeat the genie and the bandit horde, or has the kingdom trapped itself in the walls of its own wish? Find out in this
If I may, sir, something about this place looks
barbarian in Demon Slave, Demon Sands.
Word from our sponsors.
And now, an important public service announcement. We at Grey Tortoise Cigarettes realize children can That's why our company has decided to suspend the use of Tommy Tortoise in future campaigns. Children will no longer be able to wear Tommy's sleek leather jacket or his signature tortoiseshell sunglasses, nor will they be able to watch the Tommy Tortoise website. Our company recognizes Tommy's quote-unquote laid-back attitude made him a role model to today's youth, when in truth, children should be modeling their behavior and fashion choices after their parents. That's why, starting today, we're launching a new anti-smoking campaign. If you want to be hip and cool, don't be like Tommy Tortoise, Humphrey Bogart, or Lauren Bacall. 3 people who love the smooth, great taste of Grey Tortoise cigarettes. Be like your parents instead.
And now, some music. It is a blueprint for world revolution. Red China's battle plan. Divide and encircle. Conquer and enslave. This film tells how it all came about. China seeks to dominate various territories, which included 3.5 million square miles. Never in history had a major independent nation lost so much sovereignty and suffered so much humiliation. Red China's battle plan is spelled out in specific detail in an article written by Lin Biao, Vice Chairman of the Chinese Communist Party and Minister of Defense. Long live the victory of People's War is the title of the article. And its 18,000 words are directed toward the ultimate and absolute defeat of the free world. Victory for communism will come, says Lin Biao, through wars of national liberation. Country by country, continent by continent. Lin Biao...
Knight Terra Aslan, Brotherhood of Steel, Recon Team 429 Alpha, serial number 3431. It's been 3 hours since I set my distress pulsar. There's been no word from the Paladin or Ferris. Their objective was a satellite array on the coast. They may be out of range. My orders were to hold this position at all costs. The entire site has been overrun. The door won't last much longer. Paladin Brandis, sir. It's been an honor, sir.
This year, 32,300 people are doomed to death.
By Cornelius Happ, I never stopped to realize.
You know, Hollow, it takes 10 seconds and 336 feet to stop a car traveling at 60 miles an hour. That's why brains are more important than brakes. Why the man behind the wheel should beware of the speed at which he's driving. Why safe and sane are synonymous words to drivers who value their fellows' lives as well as their own.
In other words, Hap, just because Autolite resistor spark plugs give your car more pep, don't try to use all of it, eh?
Exactly, Harlow. But there's more. The Good Samaritan is the gracious guy or gal who not only knows and keeps the rules of the road, but also keeps his temper in his head when some bungling Benny gives him the road hog treatment.
Yes, Hap, it's sad but true that one right way to wrong driving is to always demand your highway rights. Be sure to be safe.
Right, Harlow.
The best in talk, sports, drama, and music. Atomic Radio.
Hello? Is anyone up there?
Yes. What is it? What do you want?
I'm a reporter for the Bugle. I'm doing a story on the history of Kingsport Lighthouse.
Well, you shouldn't have come. It's been abandoned for the past 20 years.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. How can that be?
You're not from around here, are you?
Yes, I moved here from a place near London about a month ago.
I see. And why do you want to do a story on this lighthouse?
It just seemed like an important landmark. And when I ask people about it, they want to change the topic. To be honest, I found the whole thing rather curious.
Well, there's a reason for that. I suppose you've never heard of a young girl named Gabrielle King?
No, I can't say I have. What's so important about her?
It happened about 30 years ago.
Over here.
Gabby was about 14 years old, loved sailing. But one season a heavy storm hit the coast, and the word was she got lost out at sea.
Sounds personal. Did you know the girl?
No, but I was a member of the Coast Guard at the time. I guess you could say it was my job to find her. And for the next 4 weeks, we tried our best. In fact, we spent day and night combing the ocean through a bout of heavy storms, looking for any trace of her boat.
I imagine it would be hard to see much of anything.
True. It was dangerous for everyone involved. But it helped having the lighthouse at our back. The signal man, we called him. He was our life preserver. It didn't matter how late it got, or how troublesome the weather. Whenever one of the boats stretched out too far, his light was always there, ready to guide us home. But for all our vigilance, we never found the boat. So the coroner claimed her dead. The family held it up.
That must have been hard for everyone involved.
Yes, I felt like I'd let the family down. I quit the Coast Guard and spent the next 10 years working inland. But part of me always wanted to come back to the lighthouse and thank the signalman, because without him, I would have never made it through those storms. So when things settled down, I asked the lighthouse steward if I could meet him. He told me the keeper was a quiet man who didn't want to be disturbed, so I insisted. And when he declined again, I decided to wait until the dead of night, and walk up the lighthouse stairs by myself. I didn't think that'd be much of a bother. All I wanted to do was save my life. When I climbed those steps, what I found almost.
Why? What did you find?
It was the girl. Frail, beaten, dying. She was forced to live in that infernal tower for God knows how long. She'd never gone sailing. She never even left the shore.
My God.
All the time we were out at sea, every time she flashed the light from the tower, she wasn't guiding us home. She was crying for help. And we failed her.
But you found her. You saved her.
No. I was too late. She died before I could get her to the hospital. After that, they shut down the lighthouse. It was too painful for me. Maybe we all just wanted to forget.
But I don't understand. If it's abandoned, then where's that light coming from? Who's working the lighthouse now?
You see, it's her. That's her signal. It doesn't matter if we want to forget. She won't let us.
People in most countries. The citizens of our free countries are the envy of many people elsewhere because of the personal freedom which we have enjoyed. Why then doesn't every country adopt a form of free government? One answer is that unfortunately there are people and parties in many nations who are so greedy for power that they will sacrifice the freedom of their fellow countrymen to obtain power for themselves. History, even is complete with such instances. That is why the citizens of the Republic of the United States and the Dominion of Canada must be careful to recognize at its very beginning any movement to steal or limit their freedom. That is not always easy. The man who would enslave a free people doesn't begin by saying, "Now I'm going to be your dictator." He claims that he is a devoted supporter of personal freedom, but all the while he supports policies that weaken and undermine personal freedom. Such a man will deny any totalitarian aim. But free citizens must not be deceived by such denial. Apparently, it is a cardinal principle of every sincere totalitarian that he is justified in lying, if such lies will advance his plan. In these times, no public figure and no party or organization supporting such a person can be accepted. If their real aims are to limit or to destroy our freedom as individuals, they must be opposed.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
What's all this?
Not everyone can afford their own bomb shelter, and even if you have one, there's no guarantee you can reach that shelter should nuclear fallout come to your city. That's why at Pulaski Preservation Services, we're in the process of building coin-operated, single-unit fallout shelters throughout the greater metropolitan area. To use one of our state-of-the-art booths, simply place the correct change into the coin slot, enter the chamber, and wait for the titanium door to close. Rest assured that once closed, the door will remain completely sealed, keeping you safe from all the Johnny-come-latelys attempting to claw their way inside. Sorry, Johnny, you're gonna have to find your own shelter. This one is taken. Once the radiation subsides, simply press the button to open the door and begin the task of rebuilding civilization. Because of Pulaski, we're about preserving our future, and that future begins with
The best in talk, sports, drama, and music. Atomic Radio.
Yo, psst.
Hello?
Sir?
Hello?
What's mine?
Is anyone home?
Sir?
My car broke down and I need help. Huh? The door's open. I guess it won't hurt to go inside. Hello? Is anyone home? I just need to make a phone call. What on earth?
You. Who let you in here?
I let myself in. My car broke down and I damn well couldn't stay out there.
I see. Well, you shouldn't have come in. There are far more dangerous things in here than you'll ever find outside.
Does it have something to do with the howling?
Yes. But perhaps it's best I show you.
I don't get it. Why is this man locked up?
I understand he may look the part, but I assure you, that is no man.
What do you mean?
This is the shirt he was wearing when I found him.
I don't get it. It looks like an ordinary shirt.
Inspect it. Look at the name written on the tag.
Why, it says Satan.
That's right. Satan. The devil himself. El Diablo. Asmodeus. Beelzebub.
I get you.
Beherit. Lucifer. Yenlo Wang.
All right, I get it. He's the bad guy. But he looks harmless. How can you be so sure?
Because I put him in this prison exactly 8 years to this day. Think about how society has flourished in that time.
But there's been wars, murder, crime. It's hardly a utopia.
Those are man's failings. The devil has no hand in that.
Okay, so what about pestilence? Disease?
Another god is in charge of that. I think one of the Hindu ones.
Then what does Satan do? What's changed exactly?
For many years I asked that question myself. I combed the newspapers looking for evidence that his influence was gone. Until at long last I discovered it. Satan, you see, is a harbinger of random automotive breakdowns.
Car trouble? But my car just broke down 10 minutes ago.
Did it? Did you check the fuel gauge?
No, I guess I didn't.
Come. The rain is letting up. I'll show you. See? Completely out of gas.
What do you know? I guess you were right.
We keep some canisters in the basement. I'll have my squire, Brother Joseph, fill up your tank immediately. I suggest you spend the night, however, as it looks like there's another storm coming.
I really appreciate everything you're doing.
No trouble at all. You may choose any bed and take whatever you need from the kitchen. I only ask that you do not let Satan out of his cage.
Sure.
I want you to give me your word. Do not let him out.
All right, you have my word. Come on, friend. Let's get you out of here. Damn, they really did a number on you, didn't they? But don't worry, I'm here to help. I don't believe for a second that you're really Satan. Now let's get you in my car. All right, full tank of gas. Everything looks good, and... something's wrong. The car won't start. Why won't it start? No, it can't be. No!